Manspread all over me on a flight. Enjoy playing footsie with my spouse. So I'm on this 7.5-hour flight to Europe with my wife. We splurged on premium seats because I'm plus size and regular economy is basically torture for someone like me. These seats have way more legroom and bigger armrests. I get to my row and there's already this old guy sitting in my middle seat next to his wife, so I take the aisle instead. No big deal. I actually prefer the aisle anyway. This guy is maybe 70 years old, super short, probably like 5'4" and skinny as a rail. In a premium seat, he's basically swimming in space. Like he could do jumping jacks and not hit anything, but for some reason, this man decides he needs to take over my entire area too. He's got his whole body pressed against me even though I can literally see a foot of space between him and his wife. He's hogging my entire armrest plus like 4 inches of my seat. And here's the worst part. This creep puts his foot 6 inches into my leg space and starts tapping it against my leg like he's keeping time to music, but there's no music playing. Then it gets even weirder. He pretends to reach for his seatbelt but instead just pinches my upper thigh. Doesn't even put the seatbelt on after, just sits there with his earbuds in pretending to sleep. I'm a woman traveling alone and this guy's giving me serious creep vibes. I don't want to say anything because I don't know how he'll react if I call him out. So I try putting my foot right on the border of my seat space to block him, but this psycho puts his foot directly against mine and starts bumping it every 20 seconds, like he's playing some gross foot game that I never agreed to. I'm texting my wife, who's sitting a few rows away, telling her what's happening, and she says the most amazing thing. She goes, "Want me to switch seats with you? If he tries that stuff with me, I'll play footsie right back." Here's what this creep doesn't know. My wife is 6'4", with a full beard and a voice like Johnny Cash. She's trans, but to some 70-year-old perv, she's going to look like the biggest, scariest dude on the plane. I tell her not to worry. I'll just put a blanket between us. So I throw this airplane blanket over my legs and his foot immediately backs off. Problem solved, right? Wrong. This freak starts tapping his foot to imaginary music again, but now he's doing it pressed up against my foot through the blanket. So he's basically massaging my foot with his foot through a thin piece of fabric. I yank my foot back so fast I almost kicked the seat in front of me. I felt like I was going to throw up. That's when I text my wife, "Come get this creep." She walks over and we switch seats. I'm watching from my new spot a few rows back as my wife sits down next to this guy. 10 minutes later, she comes back to update me. Apparently, he tried the exact same foot thing with her, started pressing his foot against hers and doing that weird tapping motion. But here's where my wife is a genius. She had taken her shoes off, so when he pressed his foot against hers, she grabbed his toes with her toes like a trapdoor spider, just wrapped her toes around his and squeezed. You should have seen this guy's face. He looks over at what he thinks is this massive bearded man playing footsie with him and completely freaks out. His foot flies back to his own space so fast it probably broke the sound barrier. For the rest of the 7-hour flight, this guy sat perfectly in his own seat, didn't touch the armrest, didn't spread into anyone else's space, kept his feet firmly planted in his own area. The best part? His wife was doing the same gross stuff. I saw her take off her shoes and put her bare feet on the armrest of the person in front of her. Some people are just disgusting.